As a new day begins on Isla Nublar, the island's many armored herbivores begin to go about their business. Here, we see a Pachycephalosaurus, one of the stranger dinosaurs on the island, taking in its morning drink. But the morning's peace will not last. Already, there are signs that danger lurks in the wings. This Dilophosaurus has been pestering the Pachycephalosaur for days. The two have clashed many times, though their battles usually end before any serious blood is spilt. And it seems that this morning is no different. The Dilophosaur slinks away as the Pachycephalosaur is left to lick its wounds. He has been wounded in the altercation, but he is sure to make a speedy recovery. Elsewhere, a very different type of herbivore is experiencing a similar early morning problem. The island sauropod herd, led by this Diplodocus, are being marauded by a Tyrannosaurus. However, despite her might, the Tyrannosaur soon realizes that these mountains of flesh are too much even for her to handle. She departs the scene to search for easier game. However, even for a predator of her ferocity, this is a dicey proposition. Many of the island's plant eaters are bristling with defensive armaments. Take this Ankylosaurus, for instance. Their body is covered in thick bony plates, too tough for even the Tyrannosaur to bite through. To make matters worse, the club at the end of their tail can strike with lethal force. This inedible behemoth is too dangerous even for the strongest predator to challenge. Pentaceratops, on the other hand, takes a very different approach to defense. Despite their fearsome appearance, his horns and frill are actually quite fragile. Pentaceratops is a dinosaur that is very much more bark than bite. Fortunately, the Tyrannosaur is in luck. She has managed to corner an old Nodosaur, and though he puts up a valiant effort, even his spiny plates are no match for her bone-crushing bite. Midday, as it tends to on Isla Nublar, brings rain. While the sudden weather shift doesn't bother these spiny stegosaurs, this sentiment is not shared by all of the island's residents. The Dilophosaur in particular seems perturbed by the rain, and repeatedly flaps his decorative neck frill in a desperate bid to keep it dry. Once the rain has subsided, he resumes his usual position by the lakeside, challenging his nemesis, the Pachycephalosaur, once again. However, just as before, the battle is called off before either side can claim a decisive victory. But in an instant, the situation by the lake becomes critical. The Tyrannosaur emerges from the trees, carrying the stench of blood with her. Her mere presence sends the assembled herbivores into a state of panic. However, this time, their worry is misplaced. She is not here to hunt, but merely to sleep after finishing the Nodosaur she killed earlier. As the sun begins to dip behind the mountains, an aura of peace seems to overtake the island. The sauropods reconvene around their pond, and even the perpetual nervousness of the armored herbivores seems to slightly lessen. But not everyone is pacified by the lengthening shadows. The Tyrannosaur has awoken, and she is out for blood. Her chosen target is a Chunkingosaurus. And like the Nodosaur before it, it swiftly succumbs to her immense jaws. As the tyrant queen of the island broadcasts her victory, the sun finally drops beneath the horizon, and the dinosaurs of Isla Nublar settle in for a long and hopefully peaceful night of rest.